Welcome to Wonder Wonders. I'm Tricia Selgrath. We're going to look at the differences between Elkmont and Cades Cove campground so you can plan your trip. Both Elkmont and Cades Cove are on the western side of the Smokies. Cades Cove is closer to Townsend, which is a laid-back, sleepy community. Elkmont is closer to Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, which is, really uber commercialized. So it just depends on, what vibe you're looking for on that. You can see all the sites and make reservations at recreation.gov. Now, if you like biking, I would definitely choose Cades Cove over Elkmont. I've been coming to Cades Cove my whole life. I was born near here. It has an 11-mile one-way loop. If you're not up to riding the full 11 miles, it does have some strenuous hills. There's a 4-mile cutoff, which actually we like to do anyway. It's a two-way gravel road. And you ride through the river. It's a stream. And that was one of my kids' favorite things to do in the summer. We would just stop there for a while and they'd run back and forth through the stream. Lots of fun. There's also an 8-mile cutoff. It too is a gravel road that cuts across the valley. You can also walk that loop, jog. I saw a lot of electric bikes, so electric bikes are allowed. You can rent bikes there. So if you're not into hauling your bikes back and forth, just rent bikes at the park. Typically you're going to see wildlife, turkeys, deer, black bear, and there has been a lot of mamas and cubs. Just, keep your distance. Take a good pair of binoculars or, a good camera, and let's just everybody stay safe. Now, as you ride your bike around the loop or take your vehicle around the loop, you're going to see a lot of restored log homes from the 1800s. This was an old pioneer settlement. And you're going to see a lot of old churches. At about halfway around the 11-mile loop is the old mill area. There's a gift shop there, a large restroom. There's barns, there's the old mill. A lot of times you can buy cornmeal and flour that they grind right there. Wonderful trails back behind there, beautiful stream. And it's just a great place to take a break. There is parking for RVs and a lot of parking for cars. We loved Elkmont too. If you want to camp by the river, Elkmont's the place for you. Cades Cove does not have camping on a river or stream. There's a few sites near enough to kind of hear it, but nothing on the river. Elkmont had plenty of sites on the river, and it was absolutely beautiful. Still, no electric, no water at your site. Restrooms have that. They have the cutest little houses where you could go and wash your dishes and stuff, the gray water area. There are no hot showers. So something to keep in mind with the Smoky Mountain National Park, it may be one of the only free national parks left. It's got the highest amount of visitors visiting any national park every year, but it is free. So there may be some things that it doesn't have that you're used to having out west. It had a lot of neat little hikes right out of the campground. And I thought that was really good. Cades Cove also has some nature trails out of the campground. Elkmont had newer cabins. They used to be summer cottages back in the day, and they're renovating them, and you can now tour the cottages. So that was pretty cool. A lot of interesting river trails that you can explore. In Cades Cove, if you've forgotten something, they do have a pretty good store that you can, just buy a few things that you forgot. They actually even have some food, hamburgers, hot dogs, that sort of thing. But the best thing that they have, that has always been my favorite, and the favorite of a lot of people that visit Cades Cove, is the ice cream. The ice cream is not heavy. How do you describe it? It's very light. It's more like iced milk. So after you've had a ride and you're all hot and sweaty, it's great to have that ice cream because it's refreshing. So definitely try out the ice cream while you're there. Now, Elkmont has a few things. You can get your fire starter logs, your wood. They had frozen ice cream treats, but they're very limited on the supplies that you can get. But you're not too far from Gatlinburg, so you could go in town if you needed to get some things there. Firewood will need to be purchased in the campground because of the pine beetle, or it has to be an approved log. As with most national parks, dogs are not allowed on the trails. They're allowed in both campgrounds, 6-foot leash, all the usuals. Main takeaways: if you want to camp with the sound of the river, choose Elkmont. If you want a bike, choose Cades Cove. I'm glad that we were able to do both. That's something that's really different for us now that we're in a van. Before, we've always been tent campers, and it's a real pain to have to break down your whole site and go to a different campsite. This time we were in 4 different campsites, and it was just as easy as throwing the chairs in and driving to another site. So that part of our new camping experience in a van has been fabulous. One way you can experience both is you could camp at Elkmont, so you get the beautiful sights and the sounds of the river. And then you could do a day trip into Cades Cove and rent bikes if you don't have those with you. And that way you'd get to experience both. Also, you don't have to rent bikes and do it that way. You can just do the 11-mile loop in your car around the park. Just be sure to allow yourself plenty of time, because it does slow down if there's bear jam, or people are just taking pictures of deer and that sort of thing. Do check nps.gov for any road construction. I know some of that's occurring in late 21. So be sure to check these things out before you go on their websites. I hope that you found this video useful. Please like, subscribe, tell us which one that you like the best and why. And that can also be useful to the other people that are viewing the video. We will also be posting a video about our day-to-day adventures while we were at these 2 campgrounds and in the Great Smoky Mountain National Park.